I'm gonna try to bake my own bread, so that will be fun. I'm probably gonna show you the bread breaking process in the next video, so if you want to see that, stay tuned. Alright guys, good morning. So it's Tuesday the 16th of December and just woke up. I did my bits for this morning. I unloaded the dishwasher, put our plank with food together for our breakfast, and then we are going to have breakfast once Frederic is up and we are all ready to go. We do still live in the basement of the parents of Frederic, so we do eat our meal in the kitchen upstairs. So I always prepare the plank with the bread and the condiments for on the bread, and then we just take it upstairs, and it's just a little walk every morning up the stairs. But that's not an issue. It's just a few months left before our home will be done, so we've got to run it out over here like we are right now. I am very happy that I can do this, because living here makes it a lot easier to get around, to really get everything set up for the new home in a few months. But for now, that's the routine we have. So today is a training day. I will do pool today in Germany. We will train at Kraftkultur, and then we will go shopping for the groceries, which we do once a week. So I'm gonna take you with me over there to the gym to take you through my training session, and I probably will do a voiceover of this, so stay tuned for that. Now, this morning I weighed in at 100.5 kilos, so a little bit down from yesterday. Yesterday I took my pictures, and today I will receive feedback from my coach Kuba. So very curious what he has to say, because the weight has been trending up pretty quickly. So we're gonna wait on that and see what he has, because just very curious. There's no big issue if my weight climbs up and my shape is still holding up very nicely, but yeah, it's always nice to hear if everything's going okay, if he thinks we are on track for this off season. So this is the last week of my off season, so I will kill it this week once again, and then we go into a health phase. This health phase will run until January, where we will start the mini cut and move onwards from there. So pretty exciting things, having a little break. This is the wake up time. So I do put on a timer for when I have to wake up, but I always wake up maybe half an hour to 60 minutes earlier, but I always forget to put it off, so sorry for the interruption there. Now, what I was saying, very exciting to go back into a cutting phase later on, to see what we have built and to really reset the body, to build up further again, because I do still need a lot of tissue to be competitive on the classic stage, and I know that, and I want to take the time to really improve and progress forward to make the difference and to be able to do well on that stage. So that's the upcoming months, maybe a year, until I will probably step on stage again. So until that time, I will take you along with my diet phase and with the building phase afterwards, and then there will probably be a competition prep in there when we are in the new home and everything is settled. So there are no stressors, no external things that can interfere with the prep, and everything will go very smoothly, I hope. So the training session today, I will go have breakfast right now, and then we'll probably have some work, do meal 2, and then go train. The training itself, pool, I will take you along and you will see what's it all about. Alright guys, so we are in the car on the way to the gym. We're gonna train pool today, which I already said, so here we go again. Now, Coach Kuba replied to my check-in this morning. He is very happy with the looks. The biggest 100 kg we've ever seen, so that's great. That means we've definitely made some good progressions this off season. So plans are set for now. They are at that I run my last week of pushing phase this week, then I will do a 5-week health phase, followed by around 14 weeks of a diet to pull off the fat and to get my body ready to get into another pushing phase again. So that's a good thing to see, because I do really want to go back to building as soon as possible, and 14 weeks of diet is really nothing. So short dieting phase, then fully back onto building again. For today's sessions we have pull, so I am going to do a unilateral pull down, a upper back row, unilateral row for my lats, the T-bar probably, some bicep work and some reverse flies. So this am I going to film for you guys and probably do some voiceover over it to elaborate a little bit on my training session. We are almost there, so let's get stuck into the session and let's get it done. Okay guys, so let's do a little voiceover over my session. I had a nice pull session, and for this one I did 2 sets of the unilateral pull down, as you see here. Now what I do with this is I focus on driving the elbow down and back into my pocket, and then when I let the weight extend, I let my elbow come forward and up, and I try to keep tension throughout the full range of motion. I do use a little bit of a heavier load on the top back and a light load on the middle back here. The drop off is better like that, so you can actually get a little bit more reps with a good tension on the lat. Now, the middle pack I always load at maximal for 25% of the weight, and the rest goes on the top back. For the other side, when you go and train the other side, always take a little rest in between your sets, guys. It is maximally important to take a little rest before you go on. And I can't say this enough, because it is 2 working sets. You can approach it like 2 exercises, or maybe 2 chest press sets. You don't do that straight after each other. You always take a little time in between those sets to go on. You have to get a little bit on top of your breathing again, and you have to get your mindset ready for the next set. If you train heavy, you cannot train left and right after each other. So take that in mind, take that in consideration when you train back. If you do unilateral work, take the time in between left and right before you push it on. Now, it was particularly busy in the gym with old people taking all the stuff that I was going to get this training session. So I had to switch out some exercises. I normally use the prime row as my second exercise for the upper back. Now, in this instance, I had to go with the cable upper back row. And that's not an issue, because it also feels great, but it's just a little bit bothering that I did have to switch it up. Now, as you see, my straps are holding on, and a great tip for you guys is that if you loop your strap around the handles just once, you can pull it with your other hand, just strap it on and get it tight, and then it will hold on nicely for the whole set, and you actually don't need to wrap it around 3 times to make it stuck. For this exercise particularly, I did 2 sets for the upper back with a rep range of 7 to 10 reps. And what I always say that is, keep your chest up and try to squeeze the shoulder blades together when you contract. And when you go into the stretch, try and keep that chest up and really open up the shoulder blades and let them come away from each other, just to get a nice and full stretch and get the whole range of motion for your upper back and your traps all at the same time. Now, this particular exercise with the D handles, I do love the D handles for this, because it gives you a little bit more range for your wrists. It can twist a little bit, it can move around, and it makes it way more comfortable if you do it like that. Then, onto the unilateral row. Always try and fixate yourself so your upper body doesn't rotate, and use the height of the bench on a height that you can let your arm go forward and up. If you let it come forward and up, you go in the stretch. And also when you drive the elbow back, try and driving down and back into the pocket again. Also for this exercise, really important to target the lat optimally is keeping your elbow in, pushing it down and back, and letting it come forward and up into the stretch. Try and really squeeze when you contract, because if you squeeze it back, hold it there for 1 second, take out all the momentum you have, and then let it go back, you are very much sure that you have pushed on for the full range of motion, and you have actually killed that set. With the bracing, keep your core tight always with every exercise. And with the positioning on the bench, you see me leaning over a lot to the right here and also to the left, because this machine, the arms come out a bit. And to get it good and fully in line with your legs, you really have to move your body towards the position that the handle is going. So you are in line with the handle and the pathway that the machine goes to really maximize this machine or this exercise. Next up, the T-bar row. I do this T-bar row and I love it. This is the most amazing T-bar row I ever used, I think. I use the horizontal handles because I want to focus fully on the upper back and squeezing the traps together again, the shoulder blades back together. And what I always try to remember myself of before I get too happy and too much excited to really throw with the weights is try to keep your chest in check. Try to keep it up and try to really don't cave in, because if you cave in and then protect your way up again, you will use your lower back. You will feel your lower back after the exercise and you will be fucked. And it takes away from really training that upper back. So try to keep your chest up and try to keep it in place. Yes, to get into the stretch, it looks a little bit like you're bending forward. But if you really try and push your chest away from your hands, or the other way around, push your hands away from your chest, you will get in the maximal stretch and you will definitely feel that way better than if you will curve down and just let your body go down. Now, as you've seen there, I do calso shrugs after the working set, a little addition to work my traps. They are pretty hard to do, especially after a heavy set of those rows. That's why you don't see many reps of it, but it's a little addition, and I do as many reps as possible with the same load as my working set. With those, really try and squeeze the traps also together, and a little bend in your arm will actually make it a little easier. As you see here, my arms get bent a little. You protract your way up, really squeeze those traps and really slowly release again to keep the time and attention under control. Then, next up, I did the bicep curls. Now, my biceps have definitely grown this year with the off season, with the exercise selection that I had. And this one definitely paid off for me, I think. You can really squeeze hard, you can really get in line with your bicep. And that's also a thing to really focus on, is make sure that your shoulder, your elbow and your wrist are all in the same line and pointing in the same direction to really get all the joints stacked underneath each other or stacked in a line of each other, because your elbow is not a ball, it's just a it's not a rotating it's not a rotating thing. So you really want to have everything in line so it can go straight down and straight up. With this, I took a little second in between the sets because also here it felt like a good and heavy set. Just get on a little breathing, get a little time to really focus and get locked in again, and then push on. Try to get a real hard and nice squeeze with this one. Your elbow will come off a little if you really squeeze hard, but don't let it come off too far that it turns into a shoulder exercise, because that's what we want to avoid with the pad underneath the elbow. And in this particular angle, I really feel like I can brace hard, I can squeeze hard and really get the most out of my not that big biceps, but they will grow, so I will come up with them. And then for the next exercise, well, actually, Frederique was waiting for me here, so she was urging to push me away to do her exercises. She had some glute work to do next to this, so yeah, she will be. She's definitely not happy that she had to wait for me. I took the bench straight in front of her, so it was it was a bitchy moment, but yeah, I had to watch the booty there. So she was using the straps from her sponsor, so check it out on her Instagram. Then what I did was bicep curls. I normally usually don't use that much weight anymore at the end of my workout because I am really gassed out and my biceps just pump up immediately. and I can't really squeeze out to my rep range. So it's not that much weight, but I definitely felt those. Ending up with some hammer curls to finish up, and then on to the next. For my last exercise, I'm doing reverse cable flies, also with those straps. And when you use those straps, you can really squeeze the muscle and you don't have to hold on to anything, which makes it easier to really focus on the rear delts. And try and think about pushing your hands forward and away from you when you do this. And don't try to push your hands behind you when you're contracting, but think about moving your hands outwards. So really think about scraping the walls around you and holding your hands as far away from your body as possible to really contract those rear delts. Moving in a slight decline here, so from top to bottom, a little bit of an incline to make it work. Now, that's it for this exercise and also this session. If you have anything that you want to know about this training session, just hit me up or leave a like and a comment so I can come back to you. Alright guys, and we're back home. We've had a pretty decent session, so we killed it today. Frederic had also a nice session, but we both were pretty annoyed by the people there. I don't know why, but it's always when we are in the gym, there are a lot of old people getting the stuff that we need every time straight in front of us. So it was a bit annoying, but I did try to not let it impact me too much. Yeah, you have to switch out some exercises, switch it up a bit. I don't like it, but it is what it is. It is a public gym after all. Now, the delivery from my sponsor Invexis came, so I'm gonna do a little unboxing here. And what we got this week, of this month actually. So they have stuff from Supplement Needs, they have stuff from Trained by JP, they got their own brand, and they got Gasp right now. And some other bits like Better Bodies, and they even have Ninja, I think. So what I got: digestive stack from Supplement Needs, my staple Vital Support from Trained by JP, that comes with the Love Heart. I got a new tub of EAAs, orange flavor. It's one of my favorite flavors. It is actually my favorite flavor, so I run through a tub each month easily. And then I got some cream of rice, cookies and cream, also one of my favorites. And I got some socks, because you can never have enough socks, so that's why. I noticed that these socks are the best for my feet. I do have a little bit of sweaty feet, and Gasp socks, they actually stay pretty dry, so works best for my feet. Now, they also always put in an extra card with some notes, and they congratulated me. And they they're wishing us happy holidays and amazing next year. So thank you, Hamad and Marcella. I'm gonna like these subs and use them daily, so great support. If you haven't checked them out yet, check them out, because they do have a lot of stuff and a lot of needs that you probably are using already. And if you shop there, shop with my code Randy10, and yeah, I say thank you already, because it supports me and it supports our brand to grow and grow bigger than they already are, so that's a good thing. Now, I'm gonna leave you here. Maybe I will film tomorrow some stuff, but I'm not sure yet, because we do have a lot of things to do and it is pretty busy and hectic right now. So if this is it, this is it, and I will wish you a nice day. If this is not, then I will see you in the next clip. Alright guys, so let's try and attempt to make the sourdough bread, because Frederique always makes it. I said I want to do it as well, because it takes away the time for her and I can be more helpful in that sense, and I think I pretty much like to make it. So I'm gonna start off with 450 grams of water combined with 100 grams of the sourdough starter. We have this starter made already. It's a continuous process of feeding and taking out, so it stays alive. It's actually, yeah, alive, just to say. So let's add in 100 grams of that and the flour. So then I mix the sourdough starter first. Now I'm gonna throw in 740 grams of flour and 15 grams of salt. Mixing time. Alright, so that's all mixed up. It's a pretty dry consistency right now, but it will soak up and it will mix together nicely. And I'm gonna have to leave this and mix it a couple of times more throughout the upcoming hours to make it a good dough. And then once that's all set, I'm gonna leave it out on the counter to rise and make it into nice shaped balls for the bread itself tomorrow. And the baking process will be tomorrow, so I'll show you that probably. Let's go. Alright, so now she told me to stretch and fold the dough. So I'm gonna stretch and fold it. And I think what she said was that you have to pull it up and over. Like that, I think. Let's leave it for another 30 minutes and then do it again. I must say they are not the prettiest, but I think I managed well. Pre-workout meal cooking up. Time to eat and go train.